Time to reveal the secret pathway. Halt! The secret pathway that can change your life. Before we begin, if any Legionnaire wants to support the March to Greatness, you can do so by checking out the link to the armory below. A special thanks from Jupiter himself to anyone who supports this journey. The ultimate goal of this journey is to get the Legionnaires as strong and wise as possible so they can succeed in the real world. There will be many more lessons to come. If you are new here and you want to improve, subscribe and join the Legion now. Now let's commence. Legionnaire Nikki, do you know the secret pathway that can change your life and bring you great success?
Secret pathway to greatness? No. Where is it?
You see, we live in a globally connected world right now. Many things are now connected to the internet, the system, the grid. Now there's a secret map on this system and grid. There is a hidden pathway. All people who truly become great know about it. You can become elites and very successful by knowing this pathway and what matrices to plug into and which ones to avoid. Do you want to see it?
Of course.
And guess what's at the end of this secret pathway?
What's that?
Lots and lots of gold.
Wow.
Okay, let's go. In today's age, there's an endless amount of information and data you can go look for and navigate in. Some information can be good and help you, some can be bad and slow you down. But generally, most people when they are wandering through this maze of information are plugged into one of the 4 matrices without even knowing it.
4 matrices?
Yes, 4 of them. 3 of them you'll need to avoid and minimize, and 1 you must plug into for success. You see, much of your success will be determined by what matrices you plug into in this system and how long for. If you plug into the wrong matrices, you will end up going nowhere, but if you plug into the right one, you will end up becoming very successful.
Wow.
The first of these matrices you'll be very familiar with. Do you know what this is?
I think so. This one has to do with NoFap, right?
Correct, Legionnaire Nikki. For this tour, we will rebrand this as the Allure Matrix. Now, the Allure Matrix is made up of many different websites that show alluring pictures and videos of women that are intended to artificially spike your dopamine and arousal levels. The Allure Matrix can also include watching alluring girls on Instagram, music videos, and in many different other ways. The Allure Matrix can hypnotize many men because it overrides their subconscious dopamine reward loop for reproduction, which makes them very unproductive. Now let's study what the Allure Matrix does to you when you plug into it. Number 1, it burns your dopamine supplies. Number 2, it wastes your time. Nothing productive ever occurs when you plug into the Allure Matrix. And number 3, most importantly, the Allure Matrix often leaves a man in a weaker state than when he first arrived at it. When a man plugs into the Allure Matrix, what he is really doing is training himself to become a watcher. And a watcher looks like this. Being a watcher is completely unattractive to women in the real world. Watching women as attractive pixels on a screen doesn't get you anywhere. A real man doesn't spend endless hours watching women online through pixels on a screen. Instead, if he's interested in a girl, he will simply walk up to them in real life, introduce himself, and say hello and see what happens. As you see, plugging into the Allure Matrix is a complete waste of time and should be totally discarded. Now, the second matrix in this maze to be avoided and minimized is one that rapidly burns up your dopamine supplies and flushes a lot of your cognitive energy down the drain.
Wow, what's this matrix?
This matrix is called the burn matrix. The burn matrix operates by rapidly burning much of your dopamine supplies, which makes it harder for you to achieve success. The burn matrix is made up of gaming endlessly, watching endless pointless videos, or engaging in other extremely high dopamine burning tasks that have zero productive value. The epitome of the burn matrix is endlessly swiping apps that are designed to suck up as much of your natural dopamine as possible, leaving you with less cognitive willpower to take on the more challenging projects and tasks. Now let's study what the burn matrix does to men who plug into it a lot. Number 1, it rapidly burns their dopamine supplies. Number 2, it wastes their time. Nothing productive ever occurs when they plug into it. And number 3, the endless search of random novelty rewards now leaves them with less willpower to take on the hard and tough projects. As you see, plugging into the burn matrix should be minimized where you can because it doesn't get you anywhere and doesn't make you successful. Now, the third matrix to be avoided and minimized is the one that puts cortisol into your system and makes you weaker. Do you know what this matrix is?
Yes, it's the fear matrix.
Yes, correct, Legionnaire. The fear matrix is any form of websites, news, videos that are designed to put fear, doom, and despair into you. You see, humans pay special attention to fear because it was fear that helped them survive in the past. Now, that same fear instinct is often exploited by news companies and sometimes others because fear sells. This is why on the news, you will always hear an endless loop of bad things happening. Murders, robberies, theft, cyclones, fires. The world is always ending. But you are not Tom Cruise in Minority Report. As much as you would like to prevent bad things from happening, you simply cannot. It's also important to understand that the fear matrix operates by taking a telescope and magnifying everything that is terrible that is occurring in the world. It ends up giving you a very distorted and negative view of reality. But what is really important to understand about the fear matrix is that 99.99% of the news or information you hear about are things you cannot control. Trying to worry about things you cannot control often leads to misery and pointless anxiety. Now let's study what happens when you plug into the fear matrix. Number 1, it increases your cortisol and stress. Number 2, this will make you weaker and inhibit your ability to build strength. And number 3, it wastes your time. Nothing productive ever occurs when you repeatedly plug into the fear matrix. The fear matrix has the ability to paralyze you in a constant state of fear, which further inhibits your real successful and productive growth. As you can see, plugging into the fear matrix is often a big waste of time that gets you nowhere. Now, the last matrix is a special matrix that, unlike the other 3, is one that you do want to plug into. Plugging into this matrix can give you new ideas, motivation, and advantages that can help you succeed in the real world. Do you know what this one is called?
I'm not sure.
This one is called the Golden Matrix because it gives you golden nuggets of wisdom. It will give you new insights, education, and valuable content that will help you achieve something real and productive in the real world. The Gold Matrix can come in the form of online articles, books, journals, and videos that give you new knowledge about health, finance, learning new skills to develop, and many other great and beneficial things. The list can really be endless. You see, in this ever-connected system, there are many valuable golden nuggets and gems of wisdom to be discovered and unearthed. Plugging into the Gold Matrix will help you bring value to your life with the new insights and wisdom. But most important thing to remember is that once you've got your golden nugget of wisdom from the Gold Matrix, you need to manifest this in real life by taking action. By taking real action, you are manifesting your new learned wisdom, and this will bring you real tangible rewards. You see, many of the people who have become great and successful in this world didn't waste their time plugged into the Allure Matrix, the Burn Matrix, or the Fear Matrix. They were too busy acquiring new knowledge from the Golden Matrix and then converting it into something real and tangible that would benefit their real lives. You must remember this on the journey upwards. There will be many other lessons to come. If any Legionnaire wants to be featured in the next march, leave the Roman phrase Vivere Universum Vivis Vici in the comments below. But for now, let's toast To victory! To victory! To victory! To victory! To victory!